Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time, 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time Zone folks. I am Mad Statter, and this is Chatter with Statter. It looks like we got a couple folks hanging out in the Statter box already. Shock there with the Sword of No Mercy and E-Music. Excelente. All right, so now that we've got a couple people here, why don't we get this party started? All right, so it looks like Andre is in the house as well. And as Shock pointed out, we are coming in at a 720 source, but Twitch has given us the gear today. So if you are having trouble with your stream, feel free to fiddle faddle with the little Twitch gear, probably right about there. And you can lower your source speed or something. I don't know. If you make it lower, sometimes it's less glitchy. But it looks like I don't have any dropped frames coming from my end, so if Twitch is twitchy, it might actually be Twitch's fault, not my fault this time. I'm not saying that next time it won't be my fault. Trust me, next time it might be my fault, but this time it might not be. So, as Shock points out, yes, lower your expectations without a doubt. All right, so once again, you guys, I don't have much to do or to say to you guys because all I've got to say to you guys is all the stuff about my Hawaii trip. You know, I'm that weird neighbor who invites you over for dinner so I can show you all of my vacation slides, and you get to sit there and you get to act like you're really interested. Yeah, that's it. Looks like Pacola T is in the house. Pacola T, I got to stay on my vacation for just a quick second. We crossed paths in the airport. We did a little drop for Andy. I'm not so sure Andy's going to ever show that, though, because my best guess is, I have not seen the drop yet, but my best guess is I was so haggard looking from the flight that Andy is probably just going to be like, oh gosh, no, I'm not going to show that. But who's to say? Perhaps I wasn't so scary looking that he thinks it will make for a good little drop. We'll find out in July when Andy Bumatai and the Daily Pigeon Live comes back to Twitch, and we'll see if he shows my little haggard travel face or not. And let's see, it looks like Shock might have some DC footage, traffic footage that is nasty. Apparently, I know that we must have some nasty traveling in the DC area because I got a message from Shock earlier saying, oh yeah, I am not going to be driving in this traffic for many hours. So even though there was a tiny chance that Shock was not going to be able to make it today, she is able to make it today because she didn't leave where she's at. Also, at the moment, I have a cat on my desk. So, if you happen to see a weird black flash coming across the screen, like just happened a few seconds ago, that's her tail, and perhaps she will show face, but right now, she's off to the side, and her tail probably won't be in the view anymore. So, Shock, exactly, I was one Haggard Howley, without a doubt. And yeah, Haggard Howley does kind of sound like a band name, sort of like a Hawaiian-style country band, perhaps. You know, Merle Haggard and stuff. But anyway, E-Music, don't you even worry. You will be able to hear about my trip. In fact, why don't we get started with the slides? All right. So, whoops, what did I just do? Oh no. Hold on, guys. That's not what I'm here. Oh no. My Stream Deck is just all sorts of messed up right now. Hold on, you guys. That's not good. Oh no. I thought I had things and stuff, but apparently, oh no, apparently I do not. All right, so hold on. Oh, technical menahoonies. All right, here we go. Okay, I know what happened. Okay, so when I was, oh, there you go, Pacola T, going a little bit back. Molly Haggard, Merle's sister. That's it. And Shock throwing up the shout out for Lono. We are listening to Lono. In fact, we've got, there we go. I didn't mean to show that. All right. My buttons are really weird. I did not set my buttons up right, apparently. So bear with me, you guys. All right. This is the picture I wanted to show you guys, or a series of pictures I want to show you guys. Okay. So I got down to Oahu, right? And met with my real estate agent. That was C. Honda's cousin, and it was great. So then, that afternoon, let's see here. I went to my hotel room, rested up a little bit, and then went down to Waikiki, and specifically the end of Waikiki that has the Hilton Hawaiian Village. That was the closest to where I'm at. And so I walked out on these piers to get a good picture of the sunset. But the sun obviously had not set yet. That's why the light is all golden. And so this is the little series of pictures that I took while I was waiting for the sun to set. And let's see here. And then once the sun set in the west, by the way, you guys, Waikiki kind of doesn't have the best view of the sunset. And so this is a different view for while I'm on those piers. And this is pretty much one of the better views of the sunset that we got that day. So those were my Hawaii sunset pictures. I was going to show you the obligatory picture that I took of Diamond Head, but I showed that one to you last week. And apparently I got rid of that source in my system. So even though I have a button for the for Diamond Head, I didn't get to show it to you. And yeah, it's the Alawai Boat Harbor. That is exactly it, eMusic. The Alawai Boat Harbor is where those pictures were taken from. And so so that was one of the first set of pictures that I took when I was down on the beach. Now, those are boring pictures because everybody's taking pictures of the Hilton Hawaiian Village. Everybody's taking pictures of the Rainbow Tower. So what I would like to show you now is a little drive that I did when I was coming back from the Kualoa Regional Park that I spent time with Option in the beach, etc. I took a little video. The video would have been longer, but I literally ran out of room on my cell phone. So the video sort of stops abruptly after about 10 or 11 minutes. But we got some good stuff. I was very much blessed with a lack of traffic on some of my trips. And so this video, even though it's a driving video, it is kind of a nice little video because it doesn't have a lot of traffic in it. So let's get the video started. And as you can see, I'm here in the little corner. So this right here is the start of the trip at the Kualoa Ranch. You can see little horsies, and it looks like Andre is throwing down some gift subs. Thank you so much, Andre. And it looks like Andre threw down some biddies. Thank you so much, Andre. And it looks like 671 Dolphin is in the house. Sunday blessings to you as well, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. Right now, we are playing a little Holo Holo video. Started at the Kualoa Regional Park. And now we're going down the Cam Highway towards Likelike. I do not have any video footage of Likelike. I wanted to get the video footage of that, but alas, well, my cell phone ran out of room on it, so no videos of that. No videos of that. So yeah, Andre, you like the horses? That's good. I thought I had pictures of horses. I totally took pictures of horses that trip, but I can't find them anywhere, so they're part of the series of pictures and videos that didn't quite make it. I know that I was mistaken and told you guys a few days ago or last week that I lost a bunch of my stuff, and at the time that was sort of true, but I found it. But after I found all the stuff that I thought I lost, I realized I did lose some stuff. Some of the stuff that I did never really did show up. So I don't know where it went, but it's in the ethers of the world. And so it's in my brain, the pictures that I took, but I'm not going to share them with you because you don't want to see what I would draw. It would be a stick figure horse behind a fence, basically. So, yeah, how is Guam, by the way? 671 Dolphin. I'm sure that pictures like this are just like, this is just like my neighborhood. No big deal. It's all lush and green and beautiful. And, because, like you just said, you had a rainy day today, but the weekend was awesome. And, the rain might be a bummer, but you can't get foliage and footage like this without a little bit of rain. That's the one thing I love about the windward side of Oahu is it is so lush and jungle-esque. To me, it is the most beautiful part of Oahu, although obviously everybody has a little bit of a different idea about what makes a beautiful landscape. But to me, I can't help but love the little greenscapes. So let's see here. 671 Dolphin. This is like a ride down south. All right, there you go. I'm not sure if you mean south part of Guam or if you mean south part of the United States, because I do know that in the southern part of the United States, it is awfully humid and awfully green. Plenty green stuff in Georgia. That's for gosh darn, sir. Yeah, that is true, Andre. There are no brown tree snakes in Oahu. That is definitely one difference. But there are snakes in Oahu, actually. There's not supposed to be, but there are. And I think they're called flower pot snakes or something like that. They they're blind, apparently. And okay, 671 Dolphin, south part of the Guam. I wasn't sure. I figured that was the case, but hard to say where you've lived in your life. And is it safe to assume then that the south part of Guam is sort of the windward side where the weather comes in, where it's nice and rainy? So because that's why it's so green over here. It's because it's nice and rainy. And let's see. Yeah, as far as the brown tree snakes go, that's right. There are none, but Oahu does actually have a little snake. It's non-native, and I'm not sure how widespread it is on the other islands, or even if it is on the other islands. I think it came in, on a shipment of some kind of plants or whatever, and it's called a flower pot snake, and it's not, apparently it's really not, it's not invasive, it's not dangerous, so they're not doing too much about it, but there actually is a snake on Oahu. I found that out. The other day. All right, so while we're sitting here looking at this beautiful scenery, I don't actually have a whole lot to talk about. So I want to thank Shock for throwing down that sword of no mercy. And I'm just wondering, you guys, what have you been doing this weekend? This weekend in Seattle was super hot. I had to turn on my air conditioner. But other than having to turn on my air conditioner, it really hasn't been that exciting here today. So I was just curious. What have you done this weekend? What's going on with you guys, man? You guys know what's going on with me. I'm all amped up on my Hawaii vibes. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you guys. It's been forever, it seems. So fill me in, guys. Let's see here. Oh, Shock, you've been playing tunes and throwing people on the mat. I knew you meant Matt, not mate. That's right, because you are out in a different part of town, as it were, many hours from your home, going to a new, a new dojo. That's right. You're pretty achy. All right, well, good for you. You went and did something today. Whereas me, I pretty much laid around in bed, and then I wrote a nasty email to DoorDash, because DoorDash, so actually this is what's happening to me today. DoorDash has this $2.50 fee for the people within the city of Seattle. Well, technically speaking, I'm not in the city of Seattle. And so I emailed them and I was like, hey, why are you guys charging me this $2.50 city of Seattle mandated tax or fee? I'm not in the city of Seattle, and the restaurant that I ordered from also not in the city of Seattle. Why am I getting charged a city of Seattle fee? To which they respond, some of these fees are temporary and are let's see, what did they say? They're implemented by the jurisdictions, and some of them are permanent and some of them are temporary. I hope that this answers your question. And it's like, no, this doesn't answer my question. And in fact, and I outlined it for them. I was like, look, if 100 people a day pay the $2.50 fee that doesn't need to be charged, over a year, that's $90,000 of excessive fees that DoorDash has collected, but won't be paying out to the city of Seattle because the city of Seattle isn't asking for anything that was out of the city of Seattle. I work in the tax industry. I know how this stuff works. So I threatened them with the Better Business Bureau. I threatened them with the Attorney General of Washington State. And I mentioned this is the type of thing that class action lawsuits are made of. So I'm hoping to get my $2.50 fee back from DoorDash, because at this point, I'm a little bit more annoyed at how they responded to it than the money. It's not really about the money. But when I asked, why am I getting charged this City of Seattle fee? And their response is, some fees are permanent and some fees are temporary. That doesn't answer my question, dude. Like, why am I being charged this fee? I don't live there. So yeah, that's what I did today. So, all right then. So now that I've gone on my that's right. That was a little bit of a soapbox moment. I'm not going to lie. So let's throw down the soapbox emoji. I haven't done a soapbox moment in quite some time, but that was a little bit of a soapbox moment. And, 671 Dolphin saying, you enjoyed your short trip to Hawaii at the end of May. But all we did was volleyball. We brought out 3 teams to compete in the Aloha Summer Classic tournament. Oh, that's awesome, though. I'll bet, yeah, that does suck, because really all you got to do is spend your time in stinky, sweaty gyms, right? I've done some great traveling thanks to roller derby, and right there with you. You know, it's just like, well, yeah, dude, I was there, but I never really, left the auditorium. I did get a lot of stinky smells from the athletes, though. So, yeah, I know, right? It's like you go on this great trip and you really didn't see anything except for a gymnasium, which could have been any town USA. But still, though, I'm glad that you guys got to go compete. I hope that you guys did well. And let's see here. Andre's saying, got home from Seattle, got up, went to get coffee, and ran into people vacationing from West Seattle. And they said it's hotter in Seattle than in Oakland. Yeah, dude, it was almost 90 today. I mean, like I said, I actually turned on my air conditioner. Now, I know that Oakland earlier this week was like 100 degrees or whatever, so we're kind of on the closeness, but I'm not surprised because when you landed, yesterday in Oakland, you said that it was cooler in Oakland than in Seattle, so I'm not at all surprised. But I do think it's very funny that you just got back from the Burien, West Seattle area. Because now that you've been here in Seattle, you can sort of get an idea of why and how West Seattle is a different entity than Seattle proper. You know, it's geographically very separate. I think it's very funny that you ran into people who were vacationing in your city when you just came back from literally where they're from. That's kind of cool, actually. And, Pacola T, your husband grilled up a succulent king salmon that you hauled back from Pike Place. Yum. And okay, so that's the end of this holo holo here. And so thank you guys so much for hanging out with that. But Pacola T, hey, how did you get it back from Pike Place to Seattle? Because I've got I want to ship some smoked salmon to somebody, but the cost seems to be a little bit prohibitive. Like, did you freeze the salmon and then like carry it on frozen, or like how did you get the king salmon from Pike Place to Hawaii is what I'm trying to ask. There you go. And Andre's saying every city in the Bay Area has a city fee add-on because the city's made a limit of how much DoorDash can charge, so they still stick it to them. Well, I don't doubt that, but here's the deal. It's labeled and listed and identified as a City of Seattle fee. Burien might have a Burien fee. I don't know, but that's not what that fee said it was. The fee very specifically said it was for the City of Seattle. And there's no mention of a Burien fee. And so I want, I want my money back, or else I would like to have confirmation that indeed it is a City of Burien fee, which frankly, I don't think that's the case because I happen to know people on the city council. I happen to know like most of the city council. I happen to watch city council meetings for fun because I'm weird like that. And I'm 99% sure Burien does not have a fee like that. So once again, I'm getting on my little soapbox. And so while I'm on the soapbox, it looks like OG Sumo Vive came in to just be like, whoa, what is she yelling about now? And it looks like Mariana's also coming in saying, hi, everyone. So, you guys who just came in, I just showed a little bit of a holo holo that I got from, that was from Kualoa Ranch to roughly the Likelike Highway. And while I was doing the holo holo, I was on the soapbox about a $2.50 fee that DoorDash is charging me, but it shouldn't be charging me. And I have no problem paying the $2.50 fee if they really explain it to me properly. But the way they've explained it to me so far has pissed me off, and I've threatened them with a class action lawsuit. So there you have it. Like I have the ability to bring on a class action lawsuit, but you know, why not? Let's see here. eMusic, are you sure you didn't go onto Kahikili Highway from Kamehameha? No, I'm not sure at all. All I know is I was following the signs to the Likelike. So eMusic, no, you could be right. You could actually have identified really where I was. But I do know, it was the Cam Highway that I turned onto from the park, and I thought I stayed on the Cam Highway the whole time until it intersected with Likelike, but I know enough to know that I don't really know. So yeah, how about that? And Mariana, you're turning in just a little bit before starting some last minute homework. All right, that makes sense. I'm happy that you're doing your homework. But I'm even happier that you're hanging out here for a minute. And let's see here. Andre, it runs about $20 or more on any DoorDash delivery, it seems. Yeah, all the fees absolutely add up. That's why I don't like to order from DoorDash, because the fees are so expensive. And then what I do, because this makes no sense, but what I do is, in my brain, I'm like, well, if I'm going to pay $20 to get this food delivered for me, I better order a lot of food. And so I'll end up like ordering huge orders and then like eating them for a week, because I want to make that $20 delivery fee worth it. I know DoorDash is like, you're falling right into our plan. You're ordering more. But yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. And Bacola T, you brought back a cooler full of salmon and halibut. Usually we just freeze empty and wrap in our clothes, and it's still frozen after the flight home. Awesome. Okay. Should have maybe done that on my way to there, but that's good to know for next time, because shipping frozen stuff, as I'm sure you know, is prohibitively expensive, which is why I have not done that yet. So, let's see here. Okay, so, alright, so eMusic, the Kahikili Highway leads to Likelike Highway. Okay, then I probably did go on that. And let's see here. When you order more, Andre, it seems like the fee goes up. I've never paid attention to that. Shut up, dude. That sucks. Are you telling me that you're probably right? Wow, man, I never looked at... Shut up, man. Really? Hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that. And OG Super Vibe, no, I don't have a Dash Pass. And honestly, your question is really a good question, because when you frame it that way, why don't I have a Door Pass? Or a Dash Pass. The reason why I don't have a DoorDash Pass is because I don't want to order food very often. And given my inclination to avoid doing dishes and my inclination to not bother to make food until the last minute, like, having a DoorDash Pass Seriously, dude, I would order from DoorDash 5 to 10 times a week. Exactly, just like you do. I mean, it totally must pay for itself, especially if you're ordering that often. But that's the whole thing with me. I don't really want to order that often. Or rather, let me rephrase that. I want to order that often. I really shouldn't. I don't really have the money. It's better to make your own food anyway. It's cheaper to make your own food anyway. But having your food just delivered to your door is, oh God, it's such a wonderful luxury. I just absolutely, love DoorDash. I really do. I love and hate DoorDash. I love them so much, I just threatened them with a class action lawsuit. What can I say? And let's see here. It looks like Maple Boy Vanilla Coke Pepsi has come on into the house. And yeah, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, cooking is a little bit more satisfying, but right now, my sink in my kitchen, the hot water flow is so restricted that like the act of doing dishes is kind of a pain in the arse. The act of washing your hands after handling raw food, kind of a pain in the arse, because the hot water just doesn't flow. And so, there's all these little things that make cooking just a little bit more annoying, a little bit more hassle, a little bit more whatever. And I have to say, ordering is just a way to get around all those little hassles. And I think you are right, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. With inflation and food prices, DoorDash is kind of getting cheaper than actually making my own food. I ordered a big bunch of food from this Italian place a couple weeks ago, right before I went to Hawaii. And dude, it was like a $50 order and I ate off of it for like 6 days. So when you do the math, it's just like, well, that's like $10 a day. I mean, shoot, some people spend more than $10 a day on their coffee, for God's sake. So I don't know, budgetary wise. But see here, this is just me rationalizing ordering DoorDash. And I don't need to rationalize. And yeah. I could rationalize ordering DoorDash so easy. Ordering food is just so wonderful. So let's see here. Andre, you love using DoorDash for getting barbecue because there's so much drama down there. I don't know what you mean by drama down there, but I just like ordering DoorDash because I don't like to leave my house. Yeah, let's see here. Shakalak, you're making out like a bandit here at your dad's house. He cooks and you do the dishes. There you go. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, I don't have it too expensive, but everything is so expensive. Oh, exactly, dude. Oh, dude, everything is just so expensive. And Andre, it's drama at the Hood barbecue joint. Oh, well, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of fun to go, like, see what the drama's all about. But hey, I don't know why this reminded me, but it did. Last stream, I mentioned a Lono tune called Hi'ilave. And I mentioned that Hi'ilave is a song that has had a quadrillion versions made of it. It's an old song written by Sam Liha. And anyway, I mentioned that Lono had a particular version of the song. It was a live version with a mandolin player named Eric Britton. And as far as I was concerned, that version of Hi'ilave is the absolute best version of the song ever recorded, and nobody ever needs to record the song again because it's been done. So I wanted to share with you the tune. It has been I got distracted. It is the Lono tune, but it's put on top of a drive along the Cam Highway between Kualoa Ranch and Ka'ava. So here we go.
This next song is called Hi'ilave, taking place on Hawaii Island, written by a great composer, Sam Liha. Kumakakai Kaneohe love Papalohi mai a maukele Kumakakai Kaneohe love Papalohi mai a maukele Pakele mai a wikanui manu Ala me puni vai pio Pakete mai a wikanui manu Ala me puni vai pio Ole nova o eloa Ai ui vai a no ke kualivi Eiva iwa na kamakua Eia ne na ke kukuna Kopuna ke ala I halia mai No ka vahelelea o hirare No puna ke ala I halia mai No ka vahelelea o hirare Aina ia mai ana kapua Makakai Kaneohe love Haina ia mai ana kapua Kumakakai Kaneohe love
All right, so that probably is one of my bestest, most favoritist raw pieces of footage that I got from my trip to Oahu. I have to say, I spent more time on the windward side than pretty much any place else other than Waikiki, because I was staying in Waikiki. But I love the greenery on that side of the island, and so I want to thank you guys for putting up with the little slideshows, like I said, of my trip. And I figured since I was babbling so much about that version of Hi'ilave last stream, I might as well bring the song to everyone's attention because not everybody had heard that version. Although, like OG Suma Vibe said, some songs, and I do agree, some songs really just shouldn't be messed with. And as far as OG Suma Vibe is concerned, Gabby's version of that song is a little bit, it was a little bit, the gold standard. He thinks that Gabby's is the best. Gabby recorded it 70 years ago, perhaps, but the song was actually written by Sam Leha Sr., and then it was originally performed by Sam Leha Jr., who is a fiddle player. I don't know who it is that first recorded the song. It very well could have been Gabby, but Shock actually showed a video all about the origin of that song, and it's a Sam Leha Sr. song. L-I Akina A, I think, Leah, not Leha. I keep saying Leha. So Gabby's might have been the first recorded version. I cannot say that. But I do know that Gabby wasn't the one who wrote it. It was the Sam Leah who Senior who wrote it. And then Junior is the one who played his fiddle with it and made it a popular song. And like I said, Shock has an entire movie about it. It's the only reason why I know. It's a bit of totally random knowledge that is really random, and only because of this one movie that I happen to know. Gabby actually didn't write that song. But you bring up a good point. He might have been the first one to record it. He totally might have been. And I don't really appreciate you doing the math. 70 years? Dude, that's a long time. Like, that's a really long time. That's a really long time. So yeah, that definitely is a song that I didn't really want to do the math on that. So let's see here. What have we got here? Oh, all right. Okay. Shock is coming down with some of the facts, which is the movie is Leah, the Legacy of a Hawaiian Man, and you can get it at the Hawaii Legacy Foundation for $15. So there you have it, Rabbit. Now, let's see here. As most of you guys know, most of my music here is brought to you by LonoMusic, and LonoMusic does have or he sponsors a whole lot of different streamers with tunes that he writes. And he wrote a song for PhotoLuke that, even though I'm not PhotoLuke and he did not write this song for me or for this stream, I don't care. I'm going to share with you this video that Lono made for PhotoLuke. It is on Lono's website as well. So if you've probably already seen it if you watch PhotoLuke, and you've probably already seen it if you subscribe to Lono. But I'm going to show it to you here right now, just for a second, because it's not a very long song.
When I wake up in the morning and I turn on PhotoLuke, see an evening sky burning in fire, and the colors, the lighting, exciting everyone, yeah. And the magic of the barn dance, circling around, sound of drums, oh, thundering the night, and the trails up to the mountains, surf along the shoreline. We have seen these things, oh, I realize, here at PhotoLuke, yeah, yeah. You're watching PhotoLuke Hawaii.
Okay, just making sure I'm all not muted up. Sorry about blasting you out with that music for a minute. The sound check was a little bit on the loud side there. It's at the first, so sorry about that, guys. I adjusted it about halfway through when I noticed things were maxing out in the red a little too much. And Shock, you like the sound of drums is your favorite line? I don't know. I feel like Hawaii Realized is like, I just love that little denouement of that song. It's it's the tiniest of tiny little songs, but I sing along with it whenever I hear it. It's kind of nice. I like it. So that is our our stream's little Lono shout out that we usually have. And let's see here. C Honda asked, did I go to the Kualoa Ranch? Yes and no. Did I go to the ranch proper? No. Did I go to their parking lot several times to use it as a turnaround spot? Absolutely yes. In fact, me not going to the Kualoa Ranch kind of is a disappointment and a problem. I wish I had. I really wanted to go on their ATV rides, but it just never really happened. So basically this trip was pretty much spent figuring out all the stuff that I wish I had time to do. So it's like sort of planning for the next trip, if that made any sense. And so yeah, Kualoa Ranch, I definitely want to do an ATV ride on the Kualoa Ranch. And because basically, that's the part of the island that is, to me, it's just where I want to be. So, no, I didn't go, but I shoulda. Is what I shoulda done. And so let's see here. Shock is saying that I'm good with aggressive stuff like drums, but not with wishful emotional stuff. I guess I'm a little short on aloha. Oh, that's so silly. No, you just have your aloha in your own way. So, alrighty. Now, this is something that you guys might know, but you guys might not know. So I'm going to show it to you. This is a quick little video the really quick little video of basically the first thing when you're flying from Seattle to Oahu and you're leaving the terminal. This is one of the first things you see, and it's so pretty. There you go. So, some folks have never been to Oahu, so they don't know how pretty that silly little airport is. But oddly enough, that silly little airport has quite the little beautiful garden. And at C Honda, the ranch is beautiful. Lots of things to do there. Yeah, I need to look more deeply into all the things they have to offer. Because off the top of my head, it's really just the ATV rides that make me go, yeah, I want to do that. I love ATV rides. They're very fun. So let's see. And Andre, you love the Kualoa Ranch. It's the best place. It's the place that you know the best in Oahu. Yeah, I think I'm assuming that a lot of people really like it. When I was there, I was there on a couple days though, and it didn't seem like it was that crowded whenever I drove through the parking lot. So let's see what is going on here. Andre, you missed so many things that you wanted to see in the Seattle Beard area, so you're just gonna have to come back. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Like once you're there, you're like, oh, okay, now that I've got my bearings, I know that I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then it's like, oh, I don't have time to do any of those things now. And oh, you're talking about the airport. That's the place that you know best, not the Kualoa Ranch. All right, whoops, I got that mistaken. Sorry about that. And eMusic, the green area at the airport started out very small. It's looking good now. Awesome. Yeah, clearly it's been cultivated and grown for many years. And yeah, it looks like it's all lush and lovely, as it were. And let's see here. Andre's saying, just one thing I want to eat. I need another trip to Seattle. There you go. There you go. All right. So, yeah. And so I'm happy that you guys are here, like I said, to witness all of these little slideshows that I've got. But it's pretty much all I've got right now. It's just like little slideshows. So once again, curious, you guys heard about my soapbox moment. You heard about my threatening of a class action lawsuit over $2.50. And so I'm just wondering, other than the king salmon that I want to be grilled for me that Pecola T's got, anything, what's been going on this weekend, guys, girls, gals, friends, kittens, And, Shock, you're saying as much as you're making out like a bandit up here, you're so jonesing for a grilled ribeye. Oh, gosh, wouldn't that be lovely? Just, don't even get me started. And, so let's see here. Andre, you've eaten many a plate lunch down there in that courtyard garden waiting for an inner island flight. Got it. Oh, wow, Shock, so you decided you needed a tenor banjo. So do you already have a banjo? I feel like you do. Do you already have a banjo? And if so, well, okay, I'm just going to actually, do you already have a banjo? Because I feel like you do. I had a roommate who was trying to learn how to play the banjo. And, I don't know how good she got, but she definitely attempted. I mean, banjos, you're, plucking all the strings with all the fingers, right? I don't know. It just seems like a really difficult instrument to play. Okay, so Chuck, you had banjos, both kind, but you gave them away. That's cool, but what do you mean by both kind? Can you expand upon that? I don't know what both kind, what, is it a tenor and a soprano banjo? I don't know what you mean by both kind. And, 5-string banjo, generally finger style. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, so here we go. Tenor banjo has 4 strings and it's tuned like a violin. 5-string banjo generally is the finger style, and that's the one I guess I'm thinking of. I had no idea that banjos came with different strings. I did not know that. So, all right, here we go. We learned something new today. I learned something new today. There's a couple types of banjos, a 4-string and a 5-string. And the 4-string, I guess, is tuned differently. Who knew? Okay, Shock knew. And let's see here. Further explaining, 5-string banjo has a high string that is short and is used to beat against the rest of the melody. You generally never fret anything on that 5th string. Oh, okay. Weird. But I think I know what you're talking about with it's the high string, because doesn't it have the tuning key part way down the neck? Or am I making that up? I feel like I might be making that up. And that's why you hear the same high note all the time. Yeah, I don't recall that, but that doesn't mean I don't hear it. And okay, bluegrass is the 5-string banjo. Yeah, and that's where I should where I get most of my banjo vibe would be the bluegrass scene, as it were. And so, okay, so I'm not making that up. It is the one with the tuning key that's partially down the neck. Okay, so I didn't just make that up. And yeah, Piccola T, we should do a deep dive into musical instruments on another stream. We definitely have folks that are way knowledgeable about that stuff. And let's see here. Andre says there's actually 10 kind of banjos. Oh my god, dude. Well, what? 10 kind? What? All right, that's cool. I mean, I'm not arguing, but what? Yeah. All right, so Vanilla Clip say, hey, I'm back. Just took a shower and had a mental breakdown about your future. Fair enough. I think we all do that. Shower's a great place for that. And yeah, bluegrass, super awesome. I'm a huge fan of bluegrass music as well. And let's see here. So Piccola T, wait. Piccola T is saying that, or Vanilla, or excuse, eMusic is asking Piccola T if, okay, this makes more sense. eMusic was asking Piccola T if she played any instruments, to which Piccola T responded, piano as a kid, handball as a teen, and then as an adult, nothing. That confused me. She didn't mean handball, though. She meant handbell. There we have it. There we have it. So let's see here. Cole Shaney in his album Mercy, Vanilla Coke Pepsi says, super good. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that that is a bluegrass album that you're referring to. So, yeah. All right. There you go. And even though there's only 10 types of banjos, it looks like Shock is saying that most folks just think of the 5-string and the tenor, which, all right then, I might have to do a deep dive rabbit hole to look up, what's going on with the banjos, because I didn't even know. I mean, if you think about it, I guess, but I didn't even know that there was. I just thought there was one type of banjo. That's all I'm trying to say. I just thought there was one type. Clearly, that's what you get for thinking. You get nothing. You get confused. Okay, so you guys might have noticed a little bit of frog in my throat. I keep rubbing my my nose. Allergies right now are, oh my God, they're so awful right now. So yeah, sorry about the verklempt sound and my scratchy everything. It is the fact that I haven't, I don't even know if I want to say this. The fact that I haven't sneezed yet is quite the wonder. So yeah, we'll just have to, fingers crossed that this is as bad as it gets with the allergies. And Picola Tea, I need to get some Pamplemousse stat. That's true, I do. I've got some cooling in my fridge right now, and I forgot to grab a can before I went on. And eMusic, that needle on the slack key guitar strings was something else. Yeah, it really was. I have to say, I really wish more people would write and perform like that, because it is so. That needle just added that extra dimension, It really, for those of you who aren't familiar with what eMusic is referring to, there's a gentleman that was on a movie that we watched the other day about slack key guitar, and he would take a sewing needle. I don't have one right now. He would take a sewing needle and, thread it, and so then he'd put the thread in his mouth, so the needle would be hanging right on the strings of the guitar. So whenever the strings would vibrate, the needle would bounce up and down and hit the different strings just lightly in the middle of the strumming and the fretting. And it, like I said, it adds such an extra little dimension. The sound is phenomenal. And so I really hope that that way of playing slack key doesn't get lost to the sands of time, because it really is a neat little, something so simple like that, a little needle, God, I just think that was so neat. And let's see here. It looks like 671 Dolphin has got to head out. So thank you so much for hanging out and looking at the Oahu videos with us. I hope to see you next Wednesday. If not, I hope to see you come July when Andy Bumatai comes back on the scene. And let's see here. I need to look up my calendar. All right, so next Sunday is July 3rd. Next Sunday's stream is July 3rd. July 3rd, 2001 was the first day that I did a live stream. It was a 15-minute long live stream, and so we're almost at the exact 1 year mark. July 3rd marks the 1 year mark. And coincidentally, I did not plan this. This was not planned. But coincidentally, July 3rd, next Sunday, is going to be show 100 for Chatter with Statter. So I have no idea what I've got planned for show 100 with Chatter with Statter. I feel like I should have something planned, but I don't, but I might. But there we have it. So If you want to hang out next Sunday, it will be the 100th show, 1 year anniversary of Shadow of Statter. I would be super stoked if y'all could be here. But July 3rd, come on, it's the day before a holiday. I kind of expect all y'all to be busy. I kind of expect all y'all to be out doing stuff. So I don't expect y'all to be here, but if you could, I'd be super stoked. And 671 Dolphin, thank you so much. Little Twitch anniversary, exactly. And you watched the interview with Andy Bumatai? Yeah, I think I was the first one he interviewed with that little setup that he's got. And I think there's going to be more interviews that he's going to be doing in that format for the show that's coming back on in July. I know that Andy is hard at work to revamp that particular his stream a little bit to it's Andy. He's always changing things up. He's always trying to make things better. So so hopefully Andy will have some more interviews like that. But I'm so glad that you caught that interview for Andy that Andy did with me, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking to do that interview, but I'm glad that you caught it and thought it was kind of cute. And let's see here, Shock. Nice, but it's a bit late for us to send you a hunky Hawaiian guy with a bunch of blaze. Well, that's true. No worry about sending over a hunky guy or a not hunky guy. No worries about sending over any kind of lays or any kind of gifts. I don't need anything like that. But I did think it was kind of cool. Like I said, this was not planned, but I did think it was kind of cool that our first anniversary is also the 100th show. So all right, woohoo. So who knows, maybe, this should be a little goal for me. Maybe I'll have a new emote to give you guys on the Twitchiversary that we've got going on. And so let's see here. Shock is saying, I know better than to send you any physical objects in that teeny tiny house. Yeah, exactly. No physical objects. Really, the house is bursting at the seams. I kind of need to get rid of things rather than collect more things. So by all means, no need to send any of the things. And Vanilla Coaxy, anything fun planned for the Big 100? No, I mean, as I'm babbling about this with you guys, it's sort of like, wow, I'm kind of talking this up for no reason, because I don't really have anything, for the show 100, right? But the best I can offer is maybe a new emote will be revealed. I don't know, man. Let's hope I've got something fun planned. Let's find out what it is, right? Yeah, that is exactly it. So, DoorDash gift cards, now that's the answer. Well, it's certainly a better answer, but like I said, absolutely no need to be giving any kind of gifts for the anniversary or the show 100. I just figured for those who like to count, we've got the 100. Now, the 100 is not including any of the Statterbox at the cinemas. That Statterbox at the cinema is a completely different entity than Chatter with Statter. So those streams were not counted when I'm talking about the 100. So this is legit 100 Statterbox. No, legit 100 for Chatter with Statter. So the good vibes good vibes sent to all of the viewers of Chatter with Statter. That is the best gift you could possibly give for the 100th stream. So, let's see here. And it looks like, well, okay, so I guess you could give biddies too. 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much, Andre. That is so sweet. So let's see. Let me check my buttons, and let's see if I haven't shown you some things I wanted to show you. So, oh yeah, here we go. All right. So, the mountains, the Kualoa Mountains that, well, actually a lot of the mountains in Oahu, they're very much vertical, almost like, cliff-esque, but then they've got these deep ravines, cut into them. That water basically is what created that stuff. And so I took a picture. This is off the H3. This is a screenshot. And as you can see, there was a huge landslide. This picture does not even do the landslide justice. But as you can see, that ground that's not green, you know, it says landslide, exposed, red dirt. See that sign right next to that? That's actually red dirt. And boom, fully saturated soil, completely separated itself from the mountains. And so eventually that's going to heal itself over with, you know, more vegetation, etc. But you'll notice, like, that's the beginning of those deep-seated ravines. You know, that is how that happens, is you've got this chunk of land that gets so exposed or so oversaturated, boom, collapses into itself, and then you get these ravines, and it sort of keeps repeating. The Pacific Northwest has a lot of landscape like that as well. I wish I knew how to do color correction better, because I would have done color correction to make that dirt even more red, because the dirt really, when you were there, the dirt was the classic rust orange of the Hawaiian Red Dirt. And the Hawaiian Red Dirt, of course, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but they used to make t-shirts. I don't know if they still do, but they used to make t-shirts dyed with the Hawaiian Red Dirt, because the Hawaiian Red Dirt basically has so much iron in it that it, like, rusts, and that's what creates the color. Is basically, it's a rust stain. And my mom used to spend so much time, energy, and effort trying to remove the red rust dirt stains from our clothes. I was a kid, so they were always covered in dirt. And when I came home from from Kauai, I don't know, 20 some odd years ago, wearing a shirt that was dyed with the Hawaii Red Dirt, she lost her mind. She was so angry. She was just like, you mean to tell me, instead of trying to get the stain out, I was going in the wrong direction? I could have been $1 million industry just selling the stained clothes. Yeah, she was so impressed and angry that someone had thought of doing that as a business. I don't know if the dirt shirts are still in business or not, because I know that a lot of shirt companies, like Crazy Shirts and stuff, that were tourist-oriented souvenir shops that sold like t-shirts, they didn't fare very well over the pandemic, and I believe that Dirt Shirt might have folded during the pandemic. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. If it's still around, you can still get a Dirt Shirt, maybe. I don't know. Google search it. And let's see here. The eMusic, the Red Dirt shirt started on Kauai. Yeah, and that is where I got my first Red Dirt shirt, but I eventually started seeing them else on other islands as well. I didn't know that they actually did start on Kauai. That's where I got mine many years ago, like 97 or something like that. Let's see here. And Red Dirt is the only thing that the Big Island does not have as much. It's the Pali, because it is a bit young. Yeah, definitely. I did not see a lot of Red Dirt on the Big Island when I was there. Granted, I didn't spend a lot of time Hilo side, so I obviously don't have a feel for the entire island. But yeah, the landscape of Hawaii Island, the Big Island, is so young and raw in comparison to the rest of the islands. It's just stunning. It's just stunning. And let's see here. Okay, so Vanilla Cupcupsy, Prince Edward Island has a lot of red dirt too. Well, shoot, now that you know the secret, in Hawaii, they took that red dirt and they made t-shirts out of it. Maybe you can go into business selling some Prince Edward Island shirts, right? So Andre, you are saying you did see the red dirt on Hawaii? No poly? I don't know what you mean by no poly. But but okay. Let's see here. So see, Honda, you didn't notice, you didn't notice the Red Dirt shirts. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, no one lives there on Prince Edward Island. Really? No one lives on Prince Edward Island? Yet they make so many potatoes. Dude, what? What? Excuse me? I don't, like, it, huh? So, wait, are you saying that not a lot of people live on Prince Edward Island, that it's a really, like, it's farming and they mostly farm potatoes? Is that what you're suggesting? Because that's what I'm hearing. Or that's what I think I'm hearing. They just make so many potatoes. That's so cute. Prince Edward Island is Canada's own private Idaho. Let's see here. So, Andre, you're saying like the Poly Cliffs on Kauai and Oahu. So you're saying that Hawaii Island doesn't have the cliffs, the polys that Oahu or Oahu has? I'm very confused. And let's see here. E-Music is saying that your friend who started the red shirts retired after cashing in on the shirts. Yeah, dude, that's what my mom wanted to do. My mom wanted to, basically, she was like, why didn't I do this? Because she saw the value of the potential money. And Shaka is saying, if you Google dirt shirt, you'll immediately get a link to a vendor on Maui. Okay, cool. And, let's see here. And Shock, you draw the line at throwing links for untested vendors, but yeah. Okay, yeah, no need to share that link. You guys, if you really did want to, like, look up the dirt shirts, just Google dirt shirt, because that is the brand. That is what it was called. And as Shock pointed out, are they legit vendors still? Are they a good quality item still? Now that the pandemic is whateverness and you're going to an unknown vendor online, I don't know, cannot vouch. But if someone wants to experiment and see, there you go. Google some dirt shirts. And let's see here. I'm not sure why Vanilla Coke Pepsi was stressed, but he says that he's fine now. And my best guess is that his shower where he had the existential crisis really helped. So, because I know that sometimes when I have existential crises, the shower is one of the only things that can shut it off. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, it is almost Canada Day. That is correct. I believe Canada Day is this Friday. This coming Friday. So yeah, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. All right. So for those of you who don't know, July 1st is Canada Day. I happen to know this because my mom was Canadian. Now, just because my mom was Canadian doesn't mean that I know much. In fact, you're going to hear me ask this question right now, and maybe we'll learn. Hey, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, what is Canada Day? I mean, I know it's July 1st, but like what's it like? Like, did you sign a document? Well, not you. Did Canada sign a document on July 1st? Like, what? How did they pick that day? I know that it's your subpar ripoff of July 4th. I do know that. I mean, it's the closest you're gonna get, right? But like, do you know? Oh, okay. So, all right. Apparently, he does know. So, July 1st was the day Canada was founded 150 something years ago. Okay, so something was signed on July 1st. Got it. Awesome. There we go. So now you know. July 1st is Canada Day, and Canada was founded on July 1st 150 some odd years ago. Yes. And there you have it. So it looks like Pecola Tea's got to head on out. That is super cool. Life gets in the way. Life is more important than streaming life, so I am so happy we can hang out together, Pecola Tea, on this fine Sunday afternoon. I hope to see you on Wednesday, and if I don't see you on Wednesday, I hope maybe we can hang out on Saturday, Statterbox at the Cinema. Statterbox at the Cinema, I believe this coming week will, we're going to watch the movie Rise of the Guardians. Now, Rise of the Guardians is technically speaking an Easter movie. And you might have noticed it's not Easter. But here's the deal. I wanted to show it on Easter, but I didn't have a copy of it on time in Easter. And I bought an electronic copy, but the electronic copy is not streamable. So I went and I bought a DVD version, and the DVD version should be here on Thursday. So if everything works correctly, we're going to have Rise of the Guardians for the movie on Satterbox at the Cinema on Saturday. And yesterday's movie was a little bit heavy, definitely adult themes. A couple movies ago, we've had adult themes, some adult movies. They might have been stupid movies, but they're still adult movies. Rise of the Guardians is bona fide a children's film, safe for anyone and everyone to watch. It's a beautiful animated film about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Jack Frost, the Tooth Fairy, and the Sandman. And they all have to form together to conquer the boogeyman. And it's a great little movie, so we're going to be watching that. We hadn't watched a children's movie in a while, and so I figured it was time. So even though it's an Easter movie, we're going to watch it on July 2nd. And the Santa Sandman cage match. No, Sandman and Santa are on the same side. It's the boogeyman who's the enemy here. So there you go. And let's see here. And Andre, you're mistaking Polycliff for the eroded cliffs like on Kauai. I know, I'm still confusing. Yeah, well, poly just means cliffs. So I don't think it has anything to do with the erosion, but I think I understand what you're saying now. And let's see here. It looks like Shock is realizing that it'll be like a 4-day weekend if your Canadian boss is out of the office on Friday and you're out on Monday. Right, 4-day weekend coming up. Maybe that'll be nice. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, Canada Day is also called Dominion Day. I feel like I might have known that, but I also feel like I might have thought that was a different holiday on a different day. So there you go. And you can, wow, Vanilla Pepsi, you can actually hear the fireworks down south every July 4th. That's crazy, dude. You must just be hearing, you're not hearing the, what? You're not hearing them from the U.S. You're too far from the border for that, right? Right? It's crazy. Let's see here. Shock, you're saying that even though the movie might not be Santa and Sandman cage match, you just want to see that cage match. Got it. Hey, Cindy Krause, how are you? So good to see you. I have a video that I created with you in mind there, Cindy Krause. I don't have it queued up today, but it will be showing on YouTube in the next couple days. I've got some videos scheduled for YouTube release within the next few days. And Cindy Krause, I actually have a video of old school, like Old Town, well, maybe not Old Town, but a main drag Kaneohe through up to the H3, and then, well, up the H3. So I know that the H3 is new to you, and in comparison to, like, when you used to live in Kaneohe. But I figured at least the section through town of Kaneohe might make you go, oh, I remember when that building was a bank. Oh, I remember when that grocery store used to be called whatever. Oh, that's too bad that thing's all boarded up because that used to be the just best Chinese food restaurant in the world. Or whatever, walk down memory lane that video might have. So when I was in Kaneohe, I definitely made sure to try to get some videos just for you, my friend, because I knew that you'd be like, hey, I remember that place. Or rather, I figured you'd be like, hey, I remember that place. And the reason why I think it's going to be a lot of, hey, I remember that place, as opposed to, oh my God, what happened here? I don't recognize any of this, is because the section of town that I got is actually kind of old and a little bit boarded up and like has seen better days. So, you probably will recognize, like, I used to live in that apartment complex type thing. So there you have it. There you have it. And, so let's see here. So what did I miss when when I was chatting? Wow, Cindy, you got to ride the first elevator in Kaneohe? 4 floors. Oh, dude, that's so awesome. I wonder what video or what building that first elevator was in. And I kind of wonder if that building is in the video that I made for you. But only you will be able to tell, I guess. And if it is, I certainly want to hear all about it. And let's see here. Okay, are we back? I think we might be back. Sorry about that. Yeah, my power just like, went out. So, yeah, there you go. And, yeah, that was definitely, interstate sort of crashed. It was sorry about that, guys. That was a total, that was an unforeseen event. So assuming that all y'all are still here, we're just gonna carry on like nothing happened. And so, Cindy, it was a bank. I'm not surprised that the 4 floors was a bank with the elevator, because the banks are always the ones that are fancy pantsiest. And let's see here. It looks like Vanilla Coke Pepsi says, from what you've learned, Americans are loud. I'm not sure where you learned that, but if you were on a Discord call with me last night with Anware and Shock, you would know that that's 1000% true, because Americans like me definitely are loud. Yeah, they are. And let's see here. Now we're talking about the weather, because that's what happens. And the weather, actually, it's not that. I don't know why. I don't know if it was why I don't know why it went out, because it's not that hot here. I mean, it's like 90 something, but it's not like dangerous hot. So, whatever. And Cindy, on the other hand, it was 106 where Cindy lives, but now it's just down to 98. It's no big deal. Whew, boy, howdy. All right then. And eMusic 63 at 8:19. Sun still up. Yes, because you are kind of in the northern hemisphere, the northern part of the northern hemisphere. Okay, maybe not the northern part of the northern hemisphere, but still, you're kind of up there. And just like in Seattle, this time of year, it is there's still light in the sky come 10 p.m. I mean, not a lot of light in the sky, but basically July 4th, the fireworks really don't start until 10 p.m. because it's not dark enough before that. And let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so it looks like people are wondering if people live in Montana. Yes, people do live on Montana. I have plenty of roller derby friends from Montana. And let's see here. Okay, so we're going back to what Vanilla Coke Pepsi said about hearing the fireworks. So Vanilla Coke Pepsi says, Americans are loud based off what I said earlier about me going an hour away from the border to the Great Lakes every year. Okay, so you're only an hour away in that July 4th time frame, because I knew that you lived kind of further north, so I was like, I mean, I don't know where you live, but you've made it sound like you live far from the border. So I was like, there's no way that Vanilla Coke Pepsi hears stuff that far from the border. But I see you're on the Great Lakes and you can hear the fireworks from Michigan. That doesn't surprise me. Sound traveling a long distance over the lakes. You're closer to the border. Okay. Now my brain can wrap itself around what the flying fork you were saying. Because before that, I was like, there is just no way in heck. It is just no way in heck that you could hear it from where you live. So there you go. And, so Shock is explaining to Vanilla Pepsi about how there has to be people in Montana. There just has to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't get a vote. That is right. Let's see here. And Vanilla Pepsi, also 75% of the Canadians live less than 2 hours away from the Canadian border. Oh, I know that. And you've mentioned that. Actually, I didn't know like the percentage, but I know that the vast majority live closer to the border. But still, if you live 2 hours away from the border without the lake, there's no way in heck that you would hear the fireworks from across the border. Now, if you're like an hour away and you've got the lake, I can see how that happens. Because apparently sound does weird things, especially over the water. And apparently, that volcano that went off in Tonga many months ago, people heard it in Alaska. So sound can definitely travel over water and like end up doing weird things. And so, yeah, Vanilla Cookie, you live quite a few hours away from the border. I thought that you did. That's, I mean, like I said, I don't know where you live, but I feel like you've mentioned enough stuff that I have a vague idea that you're not that close to the border. Not even. So there you have it. And Shock, yeah, there's nothing, yeah, across the water like that, there's nothing to stop the sound, which is why if Vanilla Coke Pepsi is what he's saying, if he's on the lake, he can hear the fireworks. That totally, yep, that tracks. That totally tracks. And let's see here. C Honda, you couldn't figure out how the seatbelt worked, that it just clicked. That is so cute. That is so funny. And it reminds me of something that wasn't cute or funny. So I might have mentioned this before, but I'm going to tell you again. I got to Hawaii and they give me my rental car key, only there's no flipping key on the rental car key. It's just a fob, right? So I go to the rental car with just the fob and I get in the car and I'm like, okay, so what do you do? Like, I don't really know. So I noticed there's, a big button, it's like push here to start and stop or whatever. The button was obvious. This is how you start it, right? So I pressed the button and, nothing happened. And so then I was like, okay. And so I pressed it again and nothing happened. So at this point, the car is smarter than I am. So I opened the glove compartment to look for the owner's manual because I figure there might be instructions or something. Yeah, there's none. There's no owner's manual. There's no instruction. There's nothing. So I'm sitting there like, God, do I really want to get out of this car and go? Because the people at the rental car desk are swamped, super busy. I mean, they were done with me. And frankly, I was done with them. I just wanted to get the flying fork out of the airport. So I'm like, do I really want to go bug them and ask them how to drive this car? And if I have to go ask them how to drive this car, are they even going to let me drive this car? Because clearly you don't know how to drive, so I would let you drive this car. So I finally clued in, and as Andre says, you have to put your foot on the brake while you press the button. So I finally figured that part out, and that was a beautiful thing. But because there's no, I wish they had something that you could just plug the fob into, even if it didn't do anything, just if it would act like a key-ish. Because here's the deal, dude. After I stopped the car, I left that fob inside that flippin' car so many times. I mean, and then anybody can steal it, because if you've got the fob inside the car, you can't lock the car door. So you walk away, or rather I walk away, the car door's unlocked, the key fob is just sitting there right by the push button to start, which is exactly where the key fob needs to be in order to push button to start. I'm not a fan of the keyless fobs. And there you go. That's that was my little story of utter flippin' ignorance. And so there you have it, Rabbit. I did get fobbed. And I eventually learned. But no. And Andre, next time you're just gonna put the fob around your neck, there's something to be said for that logic. I did, or I thought I left the fob in the car overnight once. But as it turns out, it was actually just in my pants pocket. But I don't know, those those keyless fobs, they need to improve on that technology. They need to improve on that technology. And Shock, you can't stab anyone with a fob. That is true. No, a big old Subaru key, that is something different. Exactly. And so Vanilla Coke Pepsi is saying that to be fair, where I am, at least we celebrate the 4th of July more than Canada Day. Well, like you said, Canada Day is just sort of like the generic, subpar celebration of the real celebration, where you blow stuff up and drink lots of beer. That's the 4th of July, in case you guys don't know. That's all about blowing stuff up, eating hot dogs, and drinking some beers or Cokes. There you have it. So, it is 6:30. Thank you guys for hanging out during this stream and during the strange interruption we had for this stream. And like I said, next Satterbox at the Cinema, we're going to be watching Rise of the Guardians. And next Sunday's show is going to be show 100. And then on Wednesday, I don't know, what are we going to do? Let's figure out what we're going to do. And while we're figuring out what we're going to do, we're going to have Monday and Tuesday. All right, then. Thanks so much for hanging out. It's super good to see y'all. And I will catch you later.